Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to our second meeting of the networking working group. Finally found myself a little space to hop on here. I don't know if there have been much progress happening lately. Have either of you been able to squeak out any time to work on any networking issues, or are there any other issues that you've come across that we should try and focus on?
Hey Wayne, I wasn't in the previous meeting, so I'm not sure what was discussed there. But my day-to-day role is networking anyway, so I've been working quite a lot on building various modules for SNMP and routing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question or whether it was something specifically to do with something else.
Yeah, so I just posted a link in the chat to our, we've got a community networking group board. And these are some of the things that we discussed in the previous meeting. So just to kind of recap, Murcha has built a tool on top of Salt for single-use proxy minions. So currently the way that proxy minions work is that they're a long-running process, but in his environment, they have a lot of switches that might be updated like once a year, if that. So having a minion running the entire time just to execute that one command on the switch is a little bit silly. So he built this tool to allow that, where he can just run it once and fire the command off, and then and then it goes away. So one of his ideas was to get that kind of into the Salt project. The other main issue that anybody had seen was there's a memory leak in the proxy minion. I guess it starts at 80 megabytes of memory consumed, and then grows to beyond a gigabyte, which is kind of ridiculous. I came across a tool in Salt for profiling where you can pass SIGUser2, and it'll capture some statistics that you can run through. I want to say it's K-cache grind. There's some documentation on Salt, but that is one of the other networking issues that we've seen. So is there any other networking issues that you've seen in Salt, or other features that you think we should have that we might want to focus our attention on?
Just trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, not really. It's more just the modules that are available. I think probably need to extend. I mean, you got all the napalm stuff and whatever, which is fine, but it's relatively restrictive in what you can do. So, I mean, what I've been trying to do is extend that as much as possible. So maybe targeting, some common use modules for, SNMP based, because I mean, the napalm stuff is SSH based. Specifically for me, we have a problem whereby we're talking about managing devices over like links that are 128 kilobits per second, and we've got 5 or 6 devices behind them. So we run into some issues with bandwidth and performance, but we've got this constant SSH connection. So we're trying to see if we can use something a bit more lightweight to do that. So that might be something to look at. But aside from that, in terms of functionality of Salt, I haven't ran into any problems per se. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. So is that something that you're interested in working on, is that enhancing the Napalm modules?
Yeah, for sure. I think what I was hoping to do is to develop something that is in parallel to Napalm, that's maybe for maybe a more lightweight proxy driver,
Okay.
maybe purely SNMP based or whatever, where you can get most of the functionality, if not more, through Napalm, but you don't have to have that overhead associated with it.
Okay. Cool. And what is your GitHub handle?
Mine, let me just grab it. One second.
Okay.
It is, I'll type in the window.
Cool. I tagged you on that card, just created on that.
Cool.
Yeah, I haven't been able to focus much on the network stuff. We've been doing a lot of work trying to stabilize our test suite in Salt. I'm actually here at the headquarters up in Lehigh. We're doing a big week-long press to really hammer out a lot of this, the issues that we've had with test stability. So we're making some good progress even in the day and morning that we've had so far. So I'm really looking forward to the outcome of that. That should help free up a lot more time to focus on some of these network issues. But yeah, are you on on the group, Google group for the networking group?
I don't think I am. No, I'm only on the Slack channel.
Okay. Does the Slack channel bring that up?
Wait, I don't think anybody's.
I forgot that in the. No, just. Talks for it. I should put that. Oh wait, networking group info. There's a link. There's a wiki. Just paste it in there. I just pasted that in the chat, but it's got a link to the GitHub project board and contact for the Google group and for Slack, as well as the community. So yeah, okay, you're on there.
Awesome, thank you.
At least under the participants list, but Google group, I'm not sure about that. We have members. Yeah, I'm not sure. So when it comes to working on that issue, or that napalm integration.
Yeah.
Are there specific tasks or benchmarks or items that you're aware of off the top of your head that would make sense to attack there? Or
So I've only looked at it relatively high level in so much as what I'm specifically trying to achieve day to day, as opposed to looking at it from an overall perspective. Specifically, what I want to be able to do is to manage the routing table more effectively, which is difficult to do in the current napalm version, right? So BGP, OSPF, all of those different routing mechanisms plus static routing, getting the routes out, all that kind of stuff is where, I mean, for me personally, that's where I would find the benefit to start with. But I mean, I can look in general and see what I think we should probably tackle first.
yeah, that would be, I think that would be a good thing if you want to go ahead and put together maybe sort of some kind of plan about
Sure.
what you'd like to try and attack and get solved.
Sure.
I think that would be super helpful, as well as give people the opportunity if they want to chime in and help with that, with your particular.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Other than that, I don't think I had anything else to talk about. Hey, Kavya, welcome. Is there any announcements or information that you have for the networking group that we should be aware of?
Hey, Wayne. Yeah. So what I wanted to check with the members is I wanted to talk about like SolConf, which is coming up on November 18th and 19th. It is on a Monday and Tuesday. And we are thinking about a separate track for the working group. I mean, currently we have like a training track and then the regular, the talk sessions, breakout session track. And then we're almost thinking of kind of like a third track for the working group, wherein you would have activities such as even the talks given by like each of the individual working groups about their goals and what they were able to accomplish in that particular term and what the big plans are. Talks like that, and then more the unconference type events, wherein it's not just the working group members, but other folks who might be interested in networking can get together and talk about all the next upcoming stuff. So I wanted to check with both Andrea and Lawrence. What are your plans for the networking? The SolConf. Are you guys planning to come?
For me, that's the plan at the minute. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's great to know. What about you, Andrea? Do you know at this point?
The chat.
Okay.
Andrea can't talk, but
okay. Okay, sorry, I didn't know. Yeah. I think that makes sense. So if we have, a couple of folks from each of the working groups, or even one person who want to give a talk. So this week and next week, or I think like the weeks from now on, they have opened up option to submit talks. I can post the link here about the SolConf. So Lawrence, in case you're interested about talking, and then we can basically, I think we need to also reach out to Mirsha and then the other folks from the networking working group. So I can do that, and then yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
That's all I had.
So you said you were going to reach out to Mercha and the rest of the working group about SolConf.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all we had then. So I'm looking forward to seeing what plans you have for the Napalm integration there, Lawrence. Thanks, Lawrence and Andrea and Kavya for attending, and look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.
Cool. Thanks, Wayne. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.